So now we're going to talk about quadratic and exponential data. If you don't know what a quadratic or an exponential graph looks like, refer back to my other videos about quadratic graphs and exponential graphs. Basically, you're going to see scatter plots that grow exponentially and you're going to see graphs that show data quadratically. Now, even though this isn't a linear trend, it's still a trend, and you have to recognize this. Whenever you see something that looks like a curve, or it looks like a U-shape, don't write it off as no trend because it's not linear. It is a non-linear trend. So, what are these trends showing us? When you can spot a curve like this, it's important to draw a line that kind of represents the curve, because that way we can find points of value or estimate points of value just like we do with a line. And the same thing goes with a quadratic equation. Now, when you have curves in the same way as a line, it's helping us to approximate a value. So just like with a line, you can create an equation of a line for our data, you can create a quadratic equation and an exponential equation to find your data. So what does an exponential trend show? It shows that as one value is increasing, the other value is increasing at a non-constant rate. It's actually increasing at an exponential rate. That each time x increases, y is increasing by a larger value than it did the first time. So, if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, this point when you increase from 1 to 2, it's going up 1. When you increase from 2 to 3, it's going up 2. But when you go from 3 to 4, it's going up 4. So here it increases by 1, here it increases by 2. This would be shown for something like interest. That the more money you have in the bank, it's going to grow at a much bigger rate. That's what this would be used for. A quadratic scatter plot is also going to show us something important. If you can see the trend is like this, what it's going to tell us is that when you increase x, it isn't always going to show an increase in y, and that you're going to have a value of x that has the best rate for y, and you're going to have two values of x that show bad rates for y. So let's say this was x represents the amount of plant food given to a flower, and the y-axis shows us the height of the flower. So when you start giving it more food each week, the flower will continue to grow up until a certain point. But when you start giving it too much food, it actually starts killing the flower, and then it starts to die because the height is decreasing. This is a perfect example of how quadratic information can also show us a trend. Hey, thanks for watching this crash course video. To watch the previous video in this series, click here. To watch the next video in this series, click there. If you want to request a video, make sure you put it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video.